Check it, Hesses, my effort is we do with them, and when they just move like we should when this with them, and pick it with them, some over there when there's some.
Oh my goodness, guys. I feel like it has been a proud season. I mean, they say proud moment, right? So it's safe to say proud season for Nigeria as a country because our youth are definitely doing their best, really. Because actually, I think that whoever said that Nigerian youths are lazy needs to retract that statement. He owes us an apology because the youths are doing the most. I mean, doing the most in a good way. Because I mean, a while ago, yes, a while ago it was Hilda Bassi, and then now it is just too funny. Guys, I don't know if you have noticed, but what all of these people have been doing is give Nigeria a very good PR. Like now people know, of course, a lot of other things has been happening, but people know that Nigerians are forces to reckon with. Really, Nigerian youth are the most talented, hardworking, and innovative set of people I have known yet. Right? Okay. Today we're talking about Josh Alfred, aka JOSH2FUNNY. Guys, a few days ago, about 6 days ago, Josh appeared on the biggest talent platform in the world, which is the America's Got Talent. His performance blew the world away, blew us away because what was that? No, really, what was that epic performance? Now, Josh Too Funny is a Nigerian from Anambra State. He's a comedian, I mean, obviously, and he has lived the better part of his life in Lagos. He relocated to Lagos when he was about 8 years old with his parents, where he completed his primary education, secondary education, and went ahead to study computer science at the Yaba School of Science and Technology. Right. And ventured into comedy or started his career professionally as a comedian since the year 2011. And ever since then, he's gone ahead to create different characters from the singing character to this funny preacher who has this really thick and local Igbo accent. And, the song thing that he does and says, Daddy Mo. Okay, Josh is ridiculously hilarious. I mean, I can't remember, back in the days when I started watching, I started coming across his comedy videos newly. Sometimes I used to be like, who is this dumb guy? Like he just portrays himself as the final Mumu. I mean no offense, but he just like what kind of misbehavior is it? Like he's always misbehaving. But then at the end of the day, you just laugh and laugh and laugh, and you if you're not careful, you choke on whatever, right? So, guys, Josh has been evolving since the year 2011 in the industry, and he had his first break. Well, I think should I say break because I feel like a lot of people already knew him before that. But he got more popular when his viral video. Okay, just got more popular when his video went viral. That "Don't Leave Me" video, which became an internet sensation. I mean, a lot of people jumped on the challenge, and there was a lot of "Don't leave me, don't leave me." When somebody's saying things like "Wisdom, wisdom, don't leave me." I'm sure you would have seen one or two of those videos or even more, right? 6 years ago, just started a series called The Audition, where he had this actual audition set up, right? And he had judges, two of his friends or colleagues featured as judges, where they get to appraise his ridiculous talent, right? And every time he released those, the different episodes of that series, he always had people rolling on the floor, laughing and rolling on the floor. And he went from creating different characters, from being the fastest reader to the fastest writer to the fastest rapper to a whole lot of characters, right? Guy has been consistent. Like yearly, he gets to release different episodes of the audition series, right? Imagine doing something for over 10 years. That is consistency right there. That is determination. And he's kind of comedy is different, right? He doesn't do the usual stand-up comedy where that we are used to, that most of our comedians do. His own is different. Yeah, I guess it that he does skits, and but his skits are actually really different from what others do, because actually we have a lot of skit makers who are doing comedy, right? But his own is actually really different. Now, guys, earlier last week, Josh wowed us when he made a grand appearance on the America's Got Talent platform. Where he told the judges that he is the fastest rapper in the world, and he was going to rap for them, and then he went ahead to rap, and then he ended up saying nothing, but you know it was just fun. It was just really funny. Cracked us up. He cracked everyone up. Even the audience, even the judges were in awe. Like, went from confusion to, probably trying to understand the guy and all of that. But I guess they'll figure it out later that it was just cruise. I mean, that's who he is. He's just been cruising. His nature of comedy is cruising. But if you're not smart enough, or if you don't understand it, you just might misunderstand him. I'm like, this guy is Mumu beg, that kind of thing. Okay, Josh is married, yeah. Josh is married, he has a kid, he has a son. Okay, so he went from being the fastest rapper to being the fastest reader, and he just did his thing, right? Okay, we know that normally the guy just a catch cruise. I mean, that's how he looks whenever he makes those hilarious videos and posts that he makes. Right, but we didn't see that coming, like going on a platform that big to do comedy. And the funny part is that the judges had no idea that he was coming to do comedy. They probably would have known him as a comedian, but because he got there and told them he wanted to read. He's the fastest reader, he's the fastest rapper, and then he ended up cracking them up the entire time. I mean, guys, 90% of the people in that room laughed really, really hard. And Josh has been trending for these, you guys, on Twitter, on IG, on everywhere. I mean, name it, everywhere. It feels like the world has just discovered this guy. The world is now aware that there is somebody called JOSH2FUNNY. His Instagram followers is increasing by the day in great numbers. His YouTube subscribers, guy is really going to be cashing out this season. And of course, let's not forget the endless opportunities that's going to come from brands, endorsements, recognitions, features here and there, guys. I mean, it is a good thing to see. I mean, he has worked for it. I mean, he has to be. I think he is one of the most creative people in Nigeria, really, because how does it come up with these things? It takes a lot of thinking, and he just has to be talented in it, really. He's really talented, so we should give that to him. And he comes up with this thing, and then there are times where he makes this post on his on Instagram where he's saying absolute nothing, but you have you glued, listening and hoping that it will make sense at the end of the day, but it ends up not making sense, and then you discover that you just wasted your entire time, and then it's funny, yeah. I know that comedy is subjective here. What is funny to me might not be funny to another person, right? But I think that Josh is a really, really talented comedian. He's good at what he does, and I really love it that he's different. I mean, he's different. I guess that's what makes him Josh, and that what's the fuss is even about. That's what all the fuss is about, right? This is my take home from all of this Josh thing. We have watched him evolve over the years, right? We have watched him do his thing, no matter how ridiculous it looks sometimes, and he has grown in it. He has stayed on it, right? He, of course, he's been reinventing, innovating himself with the different characters that he has created, with the different things that he does, but then he's still comedy. So this has taught me a whole lot of things. One, to stay consistent. Consistency is key. Guys, we cannot overemphasize it, the power of consistency. I've also learned to reinvent myself whenever I have need to rebrand myself, diversify, guys. I'm sure that a lot of things most of us can do. Yeah, you think that, oh, you're great at talking, you think you're great at dancing. Nobody stops you from always putting out dancing content and talking content. It's okay. It's all you, and the platforms belongs to you. It showcases you to the world and the many talents that you have or many abilities. There's really nothing wrong with it. And of course, guys, just recently Twitter started paying people who are verified content creators. I stumbled on this interview that Netasi's wife Nicole did with CNN. They featured her as a content creator. I mean, she's a mom of three, and they were asking her how she started, what inspired her. She said she just basically likes to document everything that she does, her life. That it just started as something she was passionate about. She actually didn't know she could make a living, she could earn money from it, let alone being recognized for it. I mean, she was on CNN, you guys. I have learned to do more work, put myself out more, believe in myself more actually, because if somebody could do that, do the kind of thing that Josh does, right? And not feel like, oh my, be more. And then look at him today. He's cashing out, not just cashing out, he's being recognized. And I cannot begin to tell you what this is going to do to his career, like the good things that's going to come to him, the doors that this is going to open. I'm sure you have an idea, at least you have a little idea. So I have learned to work harder. I've learned to put myself out more. I have learned to be consistent. I have learned to be innovative. Guys, no matter how difficult, show up. Even if you have to show up and then tell people that, oh more, I have to struggle, show up. Because personally, yeah, I know I probably say this too often, but it has been a struggle. I have been struggling with a whole lot of things. Sometimes I wish I can just, the more I feel overwhelmed with everything happening, the more I'm struggling, I could just, put up my camera and start talking about it. Maybe it will help me shake it off faster, or maybe the fact that I'm sharing it will also let people who are going through the same thing understand that Omar is not just them. Do you understand? And yes, if you have issues believing in yourself, or you think you're not good enough, so as a result of that, you shouldn't start, you shouldn't do these, people might not like you, is a lie. You get to it already. Get to it already. I am sure you're fine. I am sure you're talented. I am sure that you're going to do it better than anybody else that is doing it already. And again, don't say that oh, A is doing it, I cannot. It's a lie. Oh. The sky is so wide and it can contain as many birds as are willing to fly. So don't do that to yourself. Don't change yourself, by saying, oh, this person is doing when I go and I'll look like a copycat or a wannabe. Please, wannabe. Wannabe for your own good. Because what am I trying to say? I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm just trying to say, I mean, I'm talking to myself right now, as well as talking to you. Get to work, start that thing. Your first video is not going to be the best. Your first dance is not going to be the best. Your business is not going to blow up once you start, but you're definitely going to get better. Each day that you spend trying these things out or doing these things that you've always wanted to do, you'll be a day closer to where you're meant to be, doing that thing, right? So get to it already. Stop procrastinating, stop lazing around, stop doubting yourself, right? Stop doubting yourself. In fact, if you ask me, if you have been doubting yourself, yeah, I think you owe yourself an apology. First of all, stand in front of a mirror, look yourself in the eye, and tell yourself you're sorry. Apologize for not believing in yourself enough, for not for not doing your best, for thinking you couldn't do the things that you can absolutely do, and then get to work. Get to work because the world is waiting. That people you're meant to inspire with the things that you do, there are things you're meant to help. There is so much money to make. And of course, once you have the resources, you can afford to do a whole lot of things for yourself and for the people around you. So, yes, guys, get to work. I have learned all of these, and I thought to share it from this story here. And congratulations to Josh. All right, guys, if you're still watching this video up until now, you're the best. Please go ahead and subscribe to this channel, like, share. I will see you when next time I make a post on here. Do have a lovely week. Bye.